most common sites that are affected with oral cancer.
Doctor, can you tell us what are the symptoms of oral cancer?
So usually our mouth is a healthy pink color. Those of us who are habituated to tobacco and to some extent alcohol, the color of this lining changes. It changes from a pink to white patches, red patches, or a mixture of these two patches. Those probably are the first signs that the person is developing a cancer. Actually, when the white patch develops, it is in a phase what we call a pre-malignant condition, just before it turns into malignancy or cancer. So you can present with a change in color of your mouth, you can present with a patch, you can present with a growth, or you can present with an ulcer, which is like a deep cavity where the cancer is. Sometimes when it affects the jawbone, you can just present with loosening of teeth. And people go to the dentist thinking they're losing teeth, but in and around the tooth socket, you can see a little bit of growth that's coming. And that should raise your suspicion that you probably have an oral cancer and need to see a specialist.
So doctor, how smoking or chewing tobacco affects your cancer risk?
So as I said, the main reason for getting oral cancer is addiction to tobacco. Alcohol is the second most important factor that predisposes to oral cancer. By taking tobacco and alcohol, the risk is not additive, it is synergistic. That means if it's X% here, Y% there, it's not X plus Y, it's X into Y. So people who have both habits are placed at a very, very high risk of cancer. So tobacco is consumed in our country in various forms. Unfortunately, medical science does not know what quantity predisposes a person to cancer. So you'll see many patients that walk into our clinic and say, "Doctor, I only chewed 1 or 2 tobacco pouches or 1 or 2 pans, or I only smoked 1 or 2 cigarettes and I have a cancer." So it is individual susceptibility plus the carcinogen of tobacco and alcohol that predisposes one to the risk of oral cancer.
Doctor, how oral cancer is diagnosed?
So once you see one of these signs or symptoms that I have told you, I need to clarify that in the early stages, oral cancer does not cause pain. And that's why people wait, and 60 to 80% of people present in our country with advanced stage. Remember, the moment you get pain, you're pushing yourself into a more advanced stage. So like I said earlier, when you see any of these changes in color, growths in your mouth, ulcer, loosening of teeth, you should go to your specialist much before you get pain. Now, to diagnose, usually an expert in the field can take a peek into someone's mouth and tell them that this is a high suspicion of cancer. And the simplest test that we do is a biopsy. We take a little bit of tissue, send it to the laboratory, and the report comes back in 48 hours that you do have a cancer. X-rays and CT scans and MRI scans are more to stage the disease rather than diagnose the disease. So we never send a patient upfront for a CT scan or an MRI scan to diagnose oral cancer. Oral cancer is diagnosed by an expert's clinical judgment and a biopsy. Some people do what is known as a scrape cytology. They scrape a few cells off the growth, smear it on a slide, which is easier than taking a punch biopsy. While scrape cytology can help, it's not as accurate as a biopsy. So if the ulcer or the growth is scrape cytology negative but does not heal, please go and get a biopsy.
How long does oral cancer take to spread?
So oral cancer is a fairly aggressive disease. It spreads locally, and it also spreads down into the lymph nodes of the neck. Usually when it is very, very superficial and small, it's localized orally. As it grows, it will eat into surrounding tissues. The ulcer gets deeper, the growth gets bigger. It can eat into the skin of your cheek. It can eat into the bone, that's the jaw bone, and cause erosion of the bone, and also spread into the lymph nodes of the neck. Usually, in medicine, we take what is known as a tumor doubling time. How long does the tumor take to double? And that's a very technical term. But I would say that within about 6 to 8 weeks to 3 months, you would have your cancer advancing. So if you're a tobacco addict, you have one of these symptoms, you don't have to run to your doctor the day you get a little cut on your mouth and you feel there's an ulcer or a little growth. All of us sometimes hurt ourselves in the mouth when brushing and things like that. But if the ulcer stays for more than 3-4 weeks, that's when you go to your doctor and you'll still be in an early case.
So doctor, what are the implications if cancer is diagnosed at early stage?
Simple, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know this. The bigger the cancer, the higher the risk of it coming back. So let me put it very simply, oral cancer is in 4 stages, stage 1, 2, 3 and 4. If you're in stage 1, the chances that you'll be cured is 90% and above. If you're in stage 2, 80% and above. Stage 3 drops to about 50 to 70%, and stage 4 then is between 20 and 50%. Not only that, if you have advanced cancer, you then need more advanced treatment. So stage 1 and 2, we might treat with single modality treatment. That means either surgery or radiotherapy. But as you come into stage 3 and 4, you need multimodality treatment. You need surgery, radiotherapy, plus chemotherapy to improve your chances of cure. Now again, you can see the implications on the body of 3 treatments, the cost, the time, the effort. The surgery is much bigger. Now the oral cavity is an important part of our body, both for function and cosmesis. If I remove a little bit of tissue from the tongue, the implications on function and cosmesis is not there. But if I removed half the tongue, the patient for life would have compromise in speech and swallowing. If I remove someone's jawbone, though we have fine methods of reconstruction now, there would be cosmetic implications. So again, my message, come early.
So doctor, as we were talking about the treatments, so what are the recent technological advances in the treatment of oral cancer? Can you explain?
So conventionally, oral cancer is treated with surgery, radiotherapy, which are definitive treatments. Chemotherapy is used with very advanced cancers and sometimes to supplement radiotherapy or chemotherapy. But we've advanced a lot in oral cancers. As I was just saying a few minutes back, there are implications on function and cosmesis. But today we have modern reconstructive methods. In the old days when I was a student, we would take flaps from various parts of the body like the chest or the forehead, which would maim this part of the body as well as not give such a good coverage in the oral cavity. Now we have plastic surgery, which we call microvascular free flap reconstruction. So tissue is harvested from various parts of the body, could be the forearm for skin, could be the thigh, what we call the anterior lateral thigh flap, and maybe also the bone of your leg called the fibula, which is down below your knee joint. There are 2 bones, the bone that is more to the outer surface, it's a thin bone that we take out onto vessels, and the microvascular or the plastic surgeon joins them to 2 vessels that we as excision surgeons give them. Now the microvascular free flap gives you a much better function and cosmesis. So we've advanced in our reconstructive methods. We've advanced in the way we give radiotherapy to our patients. In the old days, we would treat patients with cobalt, which was a good form of radiotherapy for control, but side effects were tremendous. Now we have much better machines and we use techniques known as IMRT, which is called intensity modulated radiotherapy, IGRT, which is image guided radiotherapy. We have newer forms of radiotherapy known as proton, and we at Apollo have a fantastic new proton, the first in this part of the world at Chennai. Now, what is the advantage of these forms of radiotherapy? Side effects are less. Patient's tolerance is better, so they complete the whole course of radiotherapy. Control is better. Post-treatment side effects or sequelae are much, much less when you use this. Chemotherapy is also advanced. Again, when I was a student, we only had one drug called methotrexate. Then came the cisplatinum. These are technical terms, but that came in the 80s. But now we have so many more chemotherapy drugs. We treat with the 2-drug regime, 3-drug regime. We've got immunotherapy that has come into it. So that's another thing that we can use. But again, a point I'm making, if you come early, you don't need all these fancy things. Single modality treatment is okay. To add to it, we've got great advances in imaging. We've got CT scan, we've got MRIs, we've got PET scans. So me as a surgeon feels more comfortable when I operate because I have a clear roadmap, because of great imaging, exact extent of the disease, which can help me plan my surgery before. You must remember that surgery is one of the main treatments for treatment of the oral cavity. 90% of our patients or 95% of our patients who are treated with cure are treated with surgery.
Thank you, Doctor. Would you like to give us a small message on this World Cancer Day?
Of course. Half the oral cancer cases globally are in our part of the world, and the majority in our country. And as I said, in some parts of our country, oral cancer is the #1 cancer among the Indian male. So I would say this cancer is preventable. Say no to tobacco. The incidence of oral cancer will get totally vanished from our country. 90% of patients who present with oral cancer have a tobacco addiction. So you must say no to tobacco. God forbid you're in the 10% that get an oral cancer, not because of tobacco. If you have any of the signs that I have mentioned, please go see your doctor earlier. Elderly people, loosening of teeth, growths in the tongue, go see your doctor. First stage, upwards of 90% cure and minimal treatment. So my message in a very short one line is oral cancer is preventable, and early detection ensures great cure with excellent function and cosmesis.
Dear viewers, thank you for joining this session. If you have any question related to oral cancer, please drop in your queries in the comment box. We'll address it to Dr. Anil D'Cruz and he will reply shortly. Thank you, Doctor, for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you very much.